Right. Yes, I'm will be a quite be the buy a platform so. Now me kai mo say Akoma TV and I'm going to go movie. Senande de can aware. The more papa. You best run and say, like, am I share, subscribe, afi for a share, am I or comment section or say the bear, come on, be repay. Say that you be here in Suswa. We are grateful to also share my to also like it. Now I drink channel so far brass. Say the bear and come on, ever cost so one. Road to election 2024 na the biasa make us say and come on, dear baby at the piano, yet the bed bro said also be with the air coso. Na yenche hono enra Dr. Bawumia edin speech ana edin visions eto Ghana for enim na no achi na ya sister Vim Lady enso so aba bema analysis bi na analysis na o man de opeso o kira ne say from enra Dr. Bawumia speech no ntia watwema na de opeso o kira ne say oye different from Nana Addo. Bawumia is different from Nana Addo. Na yenche mum yenje bre na yenkonko tie de sister ne kan na ye ba de aka nyina no ye de baba be ka ho e de amam ha ya Chroma TV na me kai mo se mo so mfu kofi bi na ene mo ka se mo me yenkomra
because of the kind that politically suicidal didn't see that now even Mahama and Atamos could not openly disagree with him. A lot of the things here journalists funny I didn't hear him say the name person even Kokumu team no we're fighting Mahama. I said my make the Koko you know will come and say some things if you but on him said there was a big gap between the Mahama vice president and his team and Atamos and his team to the extent that no mama Mahama Popo and so that's just to show you what Bawumia was trying to communicate. Then Bawumia said that jobs, national service, clearly again, that is one thing about Bawumia person on the threat set. So me and so Nana Addo or say national service a optional says or no bar or no optional, which is that a by force or national service. Say who year university now be a Juma and by force or national service. And he says according to his vision, this is how obetimi attract employers. Na employers are we can approach America and UK. School for the years for their job first. I was school. And the junior upon the fact workers for her. But according to Bawumia the strategy, national service in no company be bring person on the fan for because when himself over national service anyway. Again, this is something that he says that making national service optional is also to show you say Esnome and Esnon Nana Addo. His team has really worked with the team normal game by him. Make the other part, no, but I think you see, Brofu say they're gonna yati diao. Brofu say very juicy policies. Any are they? So say see an Bawumia, you know, it is incumbent on Bawumia team say, persuasive. No, I'm not Ghana for not Ghana for dream. Say yes, indeed, we are here to do the job. And we are here to persuade you say we can do the job. Because Monday make assembly Chelsea. I normal I say I'm going to be upon the second time and I know why he before was a problem. No, say so incumbent case over America Joe Biden. The whole channel say incumbent case. It be yellow. It be the FCMP before no. So now also we double the way to convince Ghana voters or my because jobs be anywhere. And some of the things about Bawumia kind Galamsey Asemia. 2016 2020, Galamsey was a key issue. Before lose most of the Galamsey areas. Bawumia say, Omoba, Omodi Galamsey Krabeka TV, no, Omo certificate. Now, what they will do is abandon the mines, no mines now, Omotum go there now. Omo so say, I abandon, Omeje. Now, the Ama Galamsey for no man regulated. It will got TV, got skills now, and human certificate. Now, they are not all this abandoned mines, Galamsey for now, or my Yuma. As a way to regulate them again. This is something that is completely opposite the Akufo-Addo attack. Over the years, Akufo-Addo buy in Nanka way with that. Again, Bawumia one person or the also say, I am different from Akufo-Addo. That's what he wants to show. I am different from Akufo-Addo. That's one of the things that Bawumia wants to show. You can see any team, no. Some Mahama that Mahama didn't go for Bawumia, and I think that is why opposition a year strong is good. When an opposition is effective, they force you to think. And you can see a human about Yanko Fire say they've been thinking. They've been thinking, Mahama call for now or more a run for their money. And this 2024 elections, it will be good, but it's also going to be based on ideas. Just a young voters refuse to listen to these things here, okay. Because a lot of the things that Bawumia can people, I felt like he's talking about a lot of ordinary voters' heads. And everybody be bro, so because digitization, everybody be I thought baby orma, then he saw kind of baby because he has Bawumia focus on the things that make you unique, which is the now financial service there, okay, gold for a year, first gold for oil, no. And I've now come to understand it kind of a little bit more than usually. Now party communicators they were all not explaining it well because according to Bawumia, no, we gold for oil as a way to stem city exchange rate, because it's exchange rate. Bawumia had a background on NDC for facing. NDC would never stop talking about city exchange rate because on one Bawumia so the city exchange rate so boy this so. Now, NDC lose 2016, and one of the things some NDC lose 2016 is city exchange rate. And the NDC no surprising. And now my NDC was so Bob Bawumia manatete. Say masa over the city has exposed you. And one of the things that Bawumia is saying is in order to ensure say dollar no abroad be for pressure. And the two Ghana city exchange rate is Sank dollar be crude oil no. Ye gold no mum at the top. Now, see, almost starting to Omoya so far, gold or Motimi Anya 2.79, which is almost $3 billion. You're calling the IMF. I look at conditionalities IMF for the Maye. Meanwhile, not saying it can be a more Ghana just because a conquer for bottom. Again, this is also to show you about me as much as our being chair. Okay, no, for that. Baby, I didn't also. Bawumia so much say what being chair can for that. Because if we gold for crude oil, now we can be able to retain dollar. Nanka first, gold never go to dollar. But because you retain gold, we have been able to hold gold reserves. I'll see 26,000 tons, 26 tons on Bank of Ghana. What did they come into the Canada? Total, we have 2.79, which is almost 3 billion here for Jibilo. And and he even emphasized and say, starting gold for oil that Ghana. Your gold reserve, your bewono, a chain on him, Queen Elizabeth. Now, no, you before Queen Elizabeth, gold reserve, British gold reserve, the whole room. And your room for rooms, gold, and Ghana, your gold coast. Here, you go to betting cry. So I pay and more building. Again, I mean, to say, Bawumia, I've been chill for that. He's different from Nana Addo. And to me, and that is something a homework. That I can't say Bawumia homework back on. No, he needs to prove to Ghana for say he's different from Akufo-Addo. And yes, Akufo-Addo failure to fight corruption. Man, they say me catch him say a ban of corruption. Kwandia Akufo-Addo share them fighting. No, said your Ghana for your pete and go fight corruption. No, he hasn't fought it as much as we want him to fight corruption. What you are saying? Bawumia wants to show say by this. Fighting, and he spoke about fighting corruption. My video went to another. I'll come back again and come and talk about Sadia Noka.
We have digitalized the passport office with oversight from my office. With digitalization, the average turnaround for acquisition of passports has been significantly reduced. And today, because of digitalization of the passport office, you can apply for your passport online from your home 24 hours a day. The digitalization of the passport application process has resulted in a major increase in the number of passports processed annually, as well as the revenue yield to the passport office. In 2018, the total number of passports issued was 346,911, and the revenue generated in 2018 was 11.8 million. By 2023, following digitalization, the passport office issued 751,761 passports with revenue.
Yes, indeed, Dr. Bawumia is different from Nana Addo. Asama inu ya ba yake, so one ne ya adwena, ihe wa adwen che o comment section ho. So one ne nya adwen so a kire de nti a one ne nya adwen. Aha, se de be ya nkoma de be de. Na ya to ansem no so Dr. Bawumia kire nsem se ono oba ye no. Se ono oba ye no, 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 se ono waboa I dey reduce corruption no pa now the call passport office was see her passport office wa asat 2013 2016 ona untimi nye o passport online but ono no buy no uti fie no passport eno so aboa ama oman no revenue ayenya free sa department ono so koso na okani na yenji brand yentie de okafa ehona hona ye ba
well, again, one of the places I never chose, Bawumia Kutia and not pay Mahama to show you, say, 24 hours, no, and Mahama, and a day, but Mahama doesn't hold a friend saying copyright over 24-hour economy. This is what Bawumia is claiming. He is making these claims. But you have a right to deduce, you have a right to make determination for yourself. What I say, that's the beauty of it. Someone can make a decision for yourself. Let's go to the other side about me speak about. In fact, education and now one student, he is trying to again show that he's different from Nana Addo. So Nana Addo I have free SHS there. Oh no. Or one laptop, one student for tertiary education. Poly universities this is his vision for them. And then he speaks about coding, cost of data. Say data cry, internet better so, and that is his vision is that better so. Then in the education system, he speaks about robotics, which is one thing that I know they are slightly similar to the Ekufuado because Ekufuado mini say Educhu is already doing STEM. If you look at some of the STEM schools, what building even that man, I think he doesn't even talk much about STEM projects now. But the STEM schools, some e-blocks now. What's and some of them are even slightly bigger because of the IT, we incorporate into it. Again, like I'm saying, you have the right to deduce for yourself. But if we be a Mahama a person, Bawumia, or be anyone of my all force, you'll be asking your choice. What I tell me about my bigger quiz was so NDC, Abeku Santana was so NDC, and then a friend said, as a moja or Bawumia, nobody should go and attack anybody. A choice. While they attacking any radio presenter, any celebrity, a stone boy, a Samini say or Costande, and I know Sabi Woody Paco, Sabi, Brumming out, but you're crashing it. Because a choice, a choice. Nipakono a celebrity boko promoti. Uba America say, girl, you are more when your friend Taylor Swift. And for 40 endorsement for Joe Biden, it's a big deal in America. Because more DNA democracy, almost celebrating for more a lot of the black rappers in a Republic, a Democrat for now 50 cents or criticizing New York mayor. New York mayor need the sika, only a good credit card so they might immigrants say, and Roberto Obama Biden. Obianco did in at Ghana and Kwan Abel say, as a Mojan Bawumia program, you could did in at them, a young criticism, we should elevate ourselves from there. A choice. A choice. Say, what idea or jump. What idea also show bottom out to me to Abano. Sana, I mean, Abama Beku Santana, so on the Mahama boy. Or NDC, any choice. Big quest so NDC, any choice. Mr. Beautiful so NDC, any choice. Obisu so MPP, any choice. Also, MPP, we're floating voter, and you also so a bloody choice. Yeah, go back to the issue because issues when they are affecting me, and your bottom. We are focusing more on Sika Edibeko Fie. Bawumia can be back to be said pension or more year for small scale miners. Galamsey for no so more by their pension. Again, this is one thing because Galamsey was a major issue in 2016 and 2020 elections. So Bawumia again is trying to use this to show say Nana Addo, me a different from Nana Addo. So Nana Addo to be a fighting Galamsey, I made them fight it. And this is what I will do. May a friend saying a pension scheme for them. Listen to what he says in this one. Listen.
Duties will be at a flat rate per container, 20 foot or 40 foot, and that is what we are going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now move to dealing with corruption. I entered politics to serve the nation. My passion is solving problems. My passion is helping the poor, the vulnerable, and the disadvantaged in society. Accumulation of wealth is not and has never been a passion or an ambition. This is why throughout my public life, I have pursued policies especially through digitalization, to check corruption in places like the ports, the DVLA, the NHIS, the Passport Office, and the Controller and Accountant General Department. So I have a solid track record in fighting corruption, and I have earned a reputation for doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most potent weapons against corruption is transparency. Many corrupt activities are cash-based. Apart from the obvious economic benefits of moving in the direction of a cashless society, the literature does indicate that the more electronic payments are used in transactions as opposed to cash, the more there is traceability and therefore the less the corruption. I would like to bring Ghana close to a cashless economy in the shortest possible time. So far, the Bank of Ghana has made a lot of progress in this direction by putting in place a lot of the systems and infrastructure required. These include mobile money interoperability, merchant interoperability, the universal QR code system, GH-Link, debit cards, eSwitch, and Ghana Pay. We have put in place the necessary infrastructure for Ghana to go cashless. Recently, the Bank of Ghana has completed a pilot of a digital version of the Ghana cedi in Seshwiwioso. This is known as the Central Bank Digital Currency, or the e-cedi. The e-cedi is designed to work online and offline and will be launched by the Bank of Ghana in due course.
Well, indeed, again, Bawumia on corruption. But the thing that, again, you can hear say Bawumia person or this sisu dia. Now, what says or you're different from President Akufo-Addo Kunyasui. Again, I think that one of the reasons why Bawumia is fighting so hard to distinguish himself from Nana Addo or to differentiate himself from Nana Addo is because Obien himself Nana Addo in the last few years, fighting corruption has been a problem for Nana Addo. And I have said, I heard Nana Addo failing. Free SHS, I think he has delivered very well. But in fighting corruption, anyone know Nana Addo Assemble Catcher in his inauguration, 7 January 2017, said he will protect the public person. Nana Addo into me. But Bawumia wants to prove, say, me a different from Nana Addo. One of the things, and this is a suggestion, who will tell me former producer, we suggested this on air. Tell money any issues what Adam say. Flat rates for duties, and this is what Bawumia picking on. Flat rate for duty. What the 40-footer container back? Flat rates 5,000, and one no. It's incumbent on you the audition. A 40-footer container 5,000, 20-footer container be a 2,000. That's it. And this is what Bawumia is trying to or suggesting. And again, this is something that I think Bawumia is saying. He's pushing so hard to show you, say, we are different from Nana Addo. Sadia, when Nana Addo 8 years, on first I suggestion will be mine. And if I am passed Bawumia, catch Ramuno by now, say, committee. So clearly, Bawumia is trying to use all these things that make him different from Nana Addo to show Ghana for Amoto Abase. We are different from Nana Addo. It is a mobe susumia. Mobe measure me with Ebia Mahama. Mobe measure me with somebody else. Don't visit the sins of Nana Addo on me. So Nana Addo to be fighting corruption, not me. That is all Bawumia is trying to say. But you coded. You coded. What I want to hear you coded. Now Bawumia is watching. On top of my duties, like a flat rate. Number 2, he talks about fighting corruption. Say one of the things about corruption, because you're digitizing. So who Tiesika na won't tia manipa. And I won't tia no digital system and no encourage corruption. Again, you say before Bawumia has been very loud about a year first digitization. Digitization could slow down the digitization. I have sat here from Monday in Amakacham said digitization. President Kufone shas you. Now me say don't catch and this in a shas. No, President Kufone shas with the fiber optic near man or but NDC took it a huge level.